So today's topic, we're going to talk about flight planning and flight planning specifically to new destinations as a CPL student. So as a CPL student, you are hour building and you have to fly to various destinations. Well, not have to, but it's a good idea to fly to various destinations to build up your hours. Now, when you're doing flight planning, it's actually quite a lot of work and a lot of effort required. Now, of course, you could plan, but you could plan to the point of paralysis analysis. And, you know, eh, you will find that, or I have found that it's a balance. It's a balance between planning as much as one can and as well as using the skills one has learned to fly, as well as the tools that are available to you to rectify any threats or any errors that you find along the way as you literally fly. One could say, well, why don't you fly with somebody to the new destination? If you've never flown there before, why don't you fly with somebody over there? Okay, yes, that's something that commercial airlines do. That's something that commercial air operators like Mission Aviation Fellowship, MAF, shameless plug. I did a video of them last week, episode 6. Go check it out. And well, yeah, and that's something nice to have. But as a CPO student, you don't necessarily have that luxury on you. Okay, and so that's why it's so important to be able to strike that balance. And I have found with the flight that I'm going to show you in today's video that this is where that balance really came into effect. And this is where that threat and error management concept really came into effect. In this video's example, I flew with Tibelo from Lesotho. She's very passionate about flying, and some of you may know that there are few flying opportunities in the kingdom. So she has flown before and she has flown with MAF, and now in this situation, she's flying for the first time in South Africa. I did a bit of an interview with her, so let's find out what she thought about the whole experience. Why are you interested in flying? Let me ask that question.
Why am I interested in flying?
Yes.
Because it's fun.
Okay.
For me, I'm interested in flying because it's fun. For me, it's like the perfect explanation of freedom. Because you're like in the sky and nothing is stopping you.
And where did you, you've told me why, but where did you get the interest from?
From kites.
So it was kites, and then how else did you hear about planes? Because as you know, Lesotho doesn't really have a very big aviation industry. So you said it went from there. So how did it grow from there?
So from there, I would say growing up it's just been seeing the military airplanes and helicopters. And yeah, now that I think of it, when I was in kindergarten, I got a chance to go to the airport, but then we were not given a chance to like even get close because we only saw the airplane from like through a glass. So I did not even get to touch it, not see the inside, and I was so bitter. But then we went back home. I was pleased that I got to see like the airplane at least closer, not in the air. And then from there, it was just seeing it in the air.
Okay.
But then I got a chance. I got a chance from my biking. So I'm a cyclist, and I got a chance from my biking. There was this big race called the Lesotho Sky, and then I got to join. And that's where I met Joe Adams. He's part of the MAF family. And then we chatted about my dream. I found out he was a pilot, and Brian too, and that's where it started. And they invited me over to the hangar to see the airplane like closer this time. And I even got a chance to like be in it, like see it and explore the flight deck. And it was so cool. Okay, so like I said, this past weekend, we took a flight to Bethlehem and flying to new destinations. If I can, I like to fly on Sundays. It has the least amount of traffic and gives me a buffer zone to reconciliate any errors. So this is the route that we took.
I'm using a 1 million chart over here. We took off from New Tempe airfield. As you can see, it's elevation 4,500 feet. And then we climbed to circuit height of 5,500 feet and routed northbound. And at the 5 nautical mile boundary, we then contacted Bloemfontein approach directly so that they can clear us into the Bloemfontein TMA, TMA Alpha here, and climbed to flight level 075. So we climbed to flight level 075 and we just basically headed, our initial route was actually to go to Soetduren, which is somewhere over here, but they cleared us direct. So we went through the TMA and my actual next reporting point was here, a Furnace Dam. However, when I contacted Johannesburg Central after passing the TMA, they told me to report overhead Senegal. And of course, Senegal is, where's Senegal? Senegal is here. There we go. Okay, so Senegal. And that was lesson number 1. Because as much as I had looked at the flight information regions, boundaries and frequencies, on this particular day, I had forgotten that Bethlehem fell into the Johannesburg East frequency. It says so right over here, Johannesburg East, from ground to flight level 460, frequency 129.1. Completely forgotten. Nonetheless, Johannesburg Central did rectify that. Told me to switch. In fact, they had to relay to me through another aircraft to switch to 129.1. And so that was pretty much lesson number 1. Lesson 2. Even though I was in Johannesburg East, 5 nautical miles away from Bethlehem, I still lost contact with them. I had a plan. At the 5 nautical mile boundary, switch to TIBA, which is Traffic Information Broadcast by Aircraft. Descend to 7,000 feet, which is 1,500 feet above the airfield, and then descend to circuit height, which is circuit altitude, which is 6,500 feet. Luckily, I was still in range of Johannesburg East to get the airport QNH. When I looked at the airfield's directive for Southern Africa book, I read circuit pattern right hand. This was for runway 11. But I later found out as I was departing the airfield, other traffic did left-hand circuits. As for the radio communications failure procedure, I transmitted on Johannesburg East. I didn't transmit blind, I just transmitted my intentions. Switched to traffic and executed a descent overhead the field. But due to the lost signal, I noticed I was getting behind the airplane, or more so, behind my plan. I still managed to execute the landing, but one always have to have in the head, if your approach is not stable, go around. It's as simple as that, and try again. 2. Report your position. So even if I was doing right hand circuits, other aircraft are aware of where I am. And so the point is, as a pilot, one will make errors along the way. The important thing is to consistently think and act in a safe manner to rectify them, and not allow them to line up perfectly like the Swiss cheese model of human errors. So here's that landing.
approach Foxtrot Tango Papa is ready for descent to 6,000 feet. Papa approach aviation to 6,000 feet, Bloemfontein QNH 1027. Report passing 6,500 feet. QNH 1027, report passing 6,500 feet, Foxtrot Tango Papa. QNH link 726 Papa up 200 feet. Heading 26 with an approach today, trying to fly over 990. Stand by with identification.
I'll end with our approach into New Tempe. You will notice how much more precise my approach procedure was. Why? Because I had flown this approach multiple times, and it's through experience that one is able to better their performance. So despite the hazard of radio range loss and errors I had made into Bethlehem, I know for next time my procedures and actions will be a lot more precise and timely. Thanks for watching, and remember this video is part of a 10-part series. We are now on episode 7, 3 more to go. The other 3 we're going beyond South Africa and Lesotho. We'll be traversing to Zimbabwe, the UK and Thailand. So don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like and comment, because I would actually love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, and a safe flight to all.
Okay. 20 minutes until we tax. Passing 7,000. 500 to go. Finish 1027. I'm in 1,000 feet per minute. Approach Foxtrot Tango Papa pass 6,500. Tango Papa, approach up below Bloemfontein, continue broadcast to Tibo, and cancel with search and rescue. Broadcast Tibo 124.8 and we'll cancel search and rescue on the ground. Foxtrot Tango Papa. Contact with Dental 128. Okay, airport descent. 6,000 feet, QNH 1027. 6,000. 124 display is Tibo. Go to 131. That's about 3. Is slow approach. Oh, there's the 5 knuckle bar marker, so traffic in the Bloemfontein area, Zulusia, Foxtrot Tango Papa is 6,000 feet, QNH 1027. It's about 5 nautical miles north of New Tempe, just descended from flight level 085. We'll be switching to Tempe traffic on 131.3, Foxtrot Tango Papa. Okay, 6,000, so we'll build it there, yeah? Yeah, on the right hand side, we'll build it out of 5 nautical mile marker of the airport. building right here. The white building on the right hand side. Oh, not here, but the next one. White building. Yeah. We want to maintain 6,000. At the time. Okay, we're going to do the clear checks now because, it's over. Tempe traffic, Lucia, Foxtrot Tango Papa is 500 miles north of the airfield at 6,000 feet, QNH 1027. Route and overhead for joy, Foxtrot Tango Papa. Okay, fuel pump coming on. Change your tank to the right tank. Radios 131.3. Final signal. Frequency. Engine 2. 3. Compass align and align. Altimeter 1027. Come on. Oh, the checks are complete. Wind is dead, so we're going to line up 01. Tempe traffic, Foxtrot Tango Papa is overhead. The field will be joining crosswind for 1001 for stop for Foxtrot Tango Papa. Traffic, Foxtrot Tango Papa is joining crosswind left hand runway 01 full stop. Low levels. It's on and off, undercarriage is down, that's a fixed, extra set, which is fixed, auto is set, that is on, caps are up, agree, heat is off, backlight is on, absolute is secure. Secure. Good. Traffic, Foxtrot Tango Papa is down with left hand runway 01 full stop. Traffic, Foxtrot Tango Papa is turning base left hand runway 01 full stop. Approach. All right. Tempe traffic, Foxtrot Tango Papa is turning final runway 01 full stop. away, 106, which is good. Oh, time 17:36.